Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. When the movie starts, we see two friends, one is named Mark and the other is Mike. Mark works as a ticket collector in a theater and Mike sells black tickets in the same theater. In the next scene we see two girls, their names are Linda and Stacy. Both of them are best friends. One day a man named Ron comes to eat at this restaurant. There Stacy sees Ron and develops feelings for him. Both are talking while ordering. Ron told Stacy that I was 26 years old. Stacy is now 15 years old. She lied to Ron that she was 19 years old. Stacy thinks that Ron will ignore her because she is a minor. After a while Ron takes Stacy's number. Next we see Brad working at a burger shop. Brad is Stacy's brother. They all study in the same school. Linda and Stacy are talking at school. Linda tells Stacy how to attract a boy. Because Stacy is on a date with Ron today. In science class, Mark keeps staring at Stacy. He likes Stacy. Mark tells Mike that he likes Stacy. Mike says, "You said this to me whenever you see a girl. But you don't have the courage to talk to those girls." On the other hand, Stacy moves out of the house to go on a date with Ron. Later they drive to a place where they both have private time together. The next day, Stacy tells Linda about what happened yesterday at school. In the evening, when Stacy goes to her house, there are flowers. Ron sends them. Stacy is very happy to see the flowers. Then she takes the flowers and goes to Brad. She tells Brad to hide these flowers somewhere. Because her plan is not to let her parents know about these flowers. For that, Brad gives these flowers to his girlfriend Lisa the next day. Lisa also works at the same burger shop as Brad. Currently their relationship is not good. On the other hand, Stacy is upset that Ron hasn't called her from few days. She shared this with Linda. Then Linda says you should leave Ron and find another boy. Mark sees Stacy outside the restaurant. Mike tells Mark to go and talk to Stacy. Then Mark goes and talks to Stacy. Stacy likes him and gives him her number. On the other hand, Brad gets into a fight with his customer. Then the restaurant owner fired Brad from his job. The next day Brad and Lisa are at school. Lisa tells Brad about breaking up after learning he lost his job. Brad also wants to break up with Lisa, so he doesn't tell her anything. Next, Mark takes Stacy on a date at a big restaurant. After the date, Mark goes to drop Stacy at home. Then Stacy invites Mark into the house. After entering the house, Stacy tries to seduce Mark. But Mark got nervousness and went away for some reason. Then Stacy gets disappointed. The next day Stacy tells Linda what happened with Mark. Then Linda says you should date another boy. In the afternoon Mike arrives at Stacy's house with Mark. There they are all swimming in the pool. After a while Brad comes home. Brad is attracted to Linda, then he goes into the bathroom and imagines Linda doing a hand job. Unexpectedly, Linda entered the bathroom. Linda immediately leaves after seeing what Brad is doing. The next day Mike helps Stacy to open her locker. Then Stacy has some feelings on Mike. On the way out of school, Mike tells Stacy, "Mark likes you." Stacy says, "I like you." Later Mike goes to Stacy's house. After that both of them spent private time together. A few days later, Stacy told Mike that I was pregnant. Mike tells Stacy that you should have an abortion. An abortion costs $150, but Stacy only has $75. Mike told Stacy that I would arrange the rest of the money. After coming home, Mike asked his friends for money. But no one gives him money. The next day Stacy waits for Mike at the hospital. Mike didn't come there for a while. Then Stacy thinks that Mike cheated on her. Later, Stacy asks Brad for a lift and goes to the hospital. Then he becomes suspicious of Stacy. Stacy comes out after the abortion and Brad waits for Stacy outside. Stacy goes to Brad and tells him everything that happened, but won't tell who got her pregnant. Brad understands Stacy's situation and brings her home. Later, Stacy tells Linda that Mike hasn't made a single phone call. Mark also knows what happened between Mike and Stacy. Mark fights with Mike as Mike betrays Mark. In the next scene, during a science class at school, the professor is explaining the dead body. Stacy can't help but look at the dead body. Later Mark also goes to Stacy. They are talking there for a while. We see a school farewell party. There Mike asks Mark to forgive him for his mistake. Then Mark forgives Mike. Meanwhile, at the restaurant Stacy tells Linda that she wants to be in a serious relationship from now on. Then she sees Mark. Stacy calls Mark and gives him her photo. Because she thinks that Mark will call her after seeing this photo during the summer holidays. After that she kisses the Mark and leaves. Actually Stacy now likes Mark a lot. On the other hand, Brad gets a job in a store. This is how this movie ends.